Startup of model Parma15, manufactured by Matilsa. First, check the type of power supply we are going to work with. It can be with a 230-volt alternating current electric motor, with direct current motor for batteries, or with piston engine. They can be combined to have two different energies. For operation with any of these power supplies, we must take the following common steps. Unlock the emergency stops of the basket and of the ground. In the event that the platform has two power supplies, select the type of energy we are going to use from the ground selector. You will not find this selector on machines with a single power supply. Now, knowing the type of power supply we are going to use, we will explain the steps to follow for each of them. If the power supply is 230-volt alternating current electric motor, connect the plug that comes out of the machine chassis to the 230 single-phase mains supply. If the power supply is direct current motor with batteries, lock the batteries connector. If the power supply is with piston engine, we open the petrol and air supply, we accelerate the engine, and we turn the ignition key to start it up. Once it is running, we shut off the air and we leave the engine accelerated at appropriate engine revolutions. Once it has a power supply, we can continue operating the machine. To operate the machine from the ground or from the basket, we must first put down the stabilizers. To use the stabilizers, we must turn the key of the panel in ground position and the hydraulic faucet open in vertical position. To move each stabilizer from the control panel of the chassis, we press the electric push button and any of the four controls simultaneously. They can be used in pairs to level with greater ease. This chart explains the arrangement of the controls with respect to the movements of the stabilizers. The visual level must be between 0 and 2.5 degrees to lift safely. Once the machine is stabilized, we can then operate the booms either from the ground or else from the basket. To do this from the ground, we must close the hydraulic faucet in horizontal position and press simultaneously the electric push button and one of the controls to first lift the boom. This chart explains the arrangement of each of the controls with respect to the movements of the booms. To do this from the basket, we must close the hydraulic faucet in horizontal position and change the selector key to basket position. To operate the booms from the basket, we will simultaneously use the pedal and any of the lift controls before the control of the turntable. This chart explains the arrangement of each of the controls with respect to the movement of the booms. Emergency lowering. To perform manual emergency lowering from the ground, we must pump pressure manually with the crank located in the machine tray while we operate any of the lowering controls. If while working from the basket, one of the stabilizers loses pressure, the booms will be immobilized. In order to enable the booms and thus lower to the ground to correct it, we will press the emergency push button simultaneously with one of the controls for lowering of the booms. If the lifting platform is equipped with a self-drive system, this will be the operating procedure. With the key in ground position and the hydraulic faucet open in vertical position, we simultaneously operate on the front tray, the electric push button, and the control in order to move the rollers near the tires. Subsequently, to carry out the movement, we simultaneously operate the electric push button and the omnidirectional control in order to move the lifting platform easily. For more detailed information, we recommend reading the manual of this model.